very good.
He has
looking man.
better things in his hands, if you know what I'm saying, than football.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yep.
Welcome, everyone, to another installment of our Amateur Sports Focus podcast. I am Kai Arvena.
I'm Frank.
And we're back at it again with our next episode of this podcast. And I just want to start off with a few things.
Of good things to talk about in this one.
Yes, there are. We'll start off with something light. So we talked about last episode about the Dolphins over-under for win total, which was 9. Packers, my Green Bay Packers, led by reigning back-to-back MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Plant man himself.
Hey, I'm going to keep saying this, ayahuasca for days. That's it. Okay. Vegas has them at over-under 10.5 wins. How are we feeling?
I mean, honestly, I don't think Devontae Adams is going to hold them back that much. That seems like a pretty good bet to me.
I agree.
I mean, when you look at the division, I mean, the Vikings, I guess... But they've always been that team that people talk about and then are just...
They're always a star power team who falls short.
Yeah.
How many times did Randy Moss make it to the playoffs?
Not a lot.
Exactly, so that's the problem.
When he had Tom Brady, he did, though.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't on the Vikings when he had Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only problem. Yeah. But yeah, so I think they'll go over. Matt LaFleur for the past 3 years has had a 13-win team.
Yep.
I think he can repeat that.
And if they don't get 13, I'm sure they'll get at least 11.
For sure. And Devontae Adams, while he made a difference, wide receiver isn't the most important position in football. Quarterback obviously is. And you have, in my mind, the best current NFL quarterback in Aaron Rodgers.
Agreed. But you do need wide receivers to create space for the quarterback to throw the ball.
I agree. But have you seen Romeo Doubs?
Yeah, he looks good.
He looks amazing. And Alan Lazard is basically a tight end who runs faster.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's always that.
Wasn't there a training camp video that Romeo Doubs did miss that catch and Aaron Rodgers...
Bro, that went out through his hands.
The rookie minicamp. I mean, wide receivers, they miss the ball sometimes.
Not when put directly into your hands. Like, that shit went through his arms.
So, I mean, I guess it's not supposed to happen. So I get why Aaron Rodgers does that, and hopefully that helps them. Because I do want to see the Packers win.
Me too.
I want
clearly.
I mean, I do want to see the Rams lose. As much as I love Cooper Kupp.
Oh my god, it's hard not to.
It's really hard not to.
Last year when Xander had him in our fantasy league,
I cannot believe we gave him Cooper Kupp.
Well, okay, we gave him and Deebo Samuel, thinking, they're gonna be the number 2s on their team.
The next thing you know, Cooper Kupp gets a Triple Crown award.
I wanted to be a hater of Cooper Kupp so bad because he's a slot receiver, so it's like, he's unguarded, so he's gonna have that. And then he had 1,900 yards.
I mean.
1,700, either way.
And he was just clutching every game.
Especially that Bucks one. When they had 20 seconds left, and he just gets open 97,000 yards down the field.
And he caught a pass in the Super Bowl. I mean...
He caught multiple passes in the Super Bowl. He had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
So, exactly. He's good.
Do you think he's going to have that season again?
He won't have that season again, but he'll have a great season again. He's going to top 1,200 yards. He'll get at least 10 receiving touchdowns.
Okay, so
he's more than 100 catches.
So how he's ranked in fantasy? Do you think he's going to be able to put up those numbers that they're projecting him to go? Because he's a top 5 fantasy.
He'll get top 5 fantasy wide receiver. He might get top 1 again. He won't have such a spread that he did. He was the number 1 scoring player in fantasy last year.
But it also has to be risky, too, after having that good of a season and then somebody picking Cooper Kupp number 1. And that's not the only person.
Oh, no. Daniel's not the only person who's done it. He was ranked on a bunch of people's boards as going number 1 overall.
It's just crazy to me because it's he's going to have another good season.
Yes.
He's just going to.
Yeah,
but is he going to put up the same numbers like he did last year? It's hard to do that again. And even to do it once.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he won't have another record-setting. He was in the MVP conversation last year because of what he did.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have 1,000 yards receiving again.
It's just the problem.
He's probably going to have the most targets on the team.
He'll have the most targets in the NFL.
Yeah, in the NFL, and especially if Odell's not there, that just means more.
Odell's not there. Allen Robinson will get some, but he'll get the Odell touches.
Allen Robinson is going to be very good in fantasy for wide receiver 2s.
Yeah, for sure.
And even on the bench,
jump ball receiver.
Yeah, and even on the bench, but I don't see you putting Allen Robinson on the bench in fantasy.
Yeah,
because of the offense. Last year, but
this offense is so much better than the Packers.
You go
Justin Fields to
you go from the Bears to the Rams.
The reigning Super Bowl champions. Yeah.
That's a big difference. Did you see how Justin Fields was running around like a circus in the preseason game?
Remember that one clip of him last year getting blown up, helmet flying, everything?
He still has no help, and I like Justin Fields. I have no problem with Justin
Fields. Him coming out of college, I was like, this is who I want if I were to bandwagon a quarterback, because I didn't know what team would. And then the Bears, I'm like, I can't like him anymore.
If you put Justin Fields on any other team, he will.
Any of the teams that drafted a quarterback in the first round last year, so that would have been Jags, Jets, Patriots, 49ers.
And he was the 11th pick. So you have to think of it like that. The Bears got even lucky just getting him.
Well, didn't they trade up?
Yeah, they traded up. That's what I'm saying.
But yes.
I mean, people were talking about before he got drafted that he was gonna
be a top 3
a little bit, and then he went from top 3 to not even being top 10.
Exactly.
So,
he hasn't
proven. If you're the Jaguars right now, who would you pick, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields?
Trevor Lawrence.
I would pick Trevor Lawrence as well.
Okay, I was about to say when I'm about to.
I'm not.
I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence.
I like Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, he got put in a terrible situation with Urban Meyer.
he grinds,
and they somehow managed to win the first game against the Dolphins in London, which is
they did.
But
we're showing London ads right now.
We're past that.
Yeah, he has a terrible situation with Urban Meyer, but I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence just because this is the highest rated prospect to ever come out of college.
Yeah.
Besides Andrew Luck, probably.
He's the highest. I think he was the highest recruited. Well, other than Arch Manning now, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning's.
Where's he going again?
He's going to Texas, which Texas.
They're always
They're always projected to do amazing, and then they go 7-5 or 6-6 or something like that.
They have cool unis though. I like them.
They do have cool unis. But
it's probably their only good
Texas
trade.
Quarterback. They did just announce Texas's quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who's another 5-star. So, as much as I hate Texas because of the fans, and it's Texas is the equivalent to the Cowboys when it comes to the NFL.
Obviously,
because
both in Texas.
This year's our year and all that stuff. Now, but the Cowboys, they actually do make the playoffs.
That's true. Well, they're in the easiest division of football.
Yeah, and they're also
easiest division of football.
Not
even
by far.
Yeah,
you can put any team, any second place, third place team in any of our divisions.
Correct.
And would go.
Because you have let's look at the quarterbacks besides Dak, because Dak is the most above average you can be now.
You got Daniel Jones, who might not even be on the team next year. They might just draft a quarterback.
Exactly. Then you have Carson Wentz, the ghost of Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is a toss-up for me.
I'm
not gonna get into Carson Wentz just. I need to see a game or two.
Me too. I agree. And then Jalen Hurts, who fantasy superstar.
Jalen Hurts is probably the second. Well, he is the second best quarterback in that division, and they are going to give Dallas a run for their money.
Yeah, they're just unproven.
But I will say, don't be surprised if the Commanders do creep into the second spot, because Carson Wentz. You have to remember, Carson Wentz had an MVP season.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He is risky.
He only threw 6 picks last year, though.
And
he didn't play the whole season.
His stats aren't bad.
No.
His stats weren't even bad. It's just when you watch them, he's running around the whole entire field, trying to make a play instead of being safe.
He's like a high school quarterback in my mind, where they'd rather run for -6 yards and get a sack than throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's so funny. He sprained both of his ankles on one play.
That's just insane.
He's not... And I saw him, because they played the Dolphins, and I saw him. He did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He's still mobile. He just has to be more careful of taking care of the football. Like Daniel Jones.
The opinions of him by other people, I feel like, are formed by meme pages. because they just love to talk shit, where it's just everything. It's like, oh, look at what Carson Wentz did. He's threw a ball out of his own end zone for a pick six.
And there has been talks that he isn't the greatest leader for the team, which I can see because he's a very bland kind of guy.
Sure. His name's Carson. I mean, his name is Carson.
I mean, and also Jimmy Garoppolo, I heard, hasn't been, because I was hearing a thing that during summer he doesn't respond to any of the.
I did see that, but he's hot. He doesn't respond to supermodels in his DMs. Why would he respond to a football team?
He also dates porn stars, so you have to give him that.
I mean, yeah, he's
a very good-looking man.
Better things in his hands, if you know what I'm saying, than football. Yep. So, I mean, it's just, I don't really know what.
He could probably make a lot of money doing something else, if you know what I'm saying.
Reading the Bible. Anyway, let's move on to our projected.
That escalated way too quick. That's why this is an amateur.
Exactly. Catch Matthew Berry talking about that on his fantasy football podcast. It won't happen.
Will not.
No, it won't. Anyways, let's get into our projected Super Bowl winners.
All right.
Who do you think has the best shot at winning the Super Bowl this year?
Who I think has the best shot?
And I'm going to try to say unbiased. I'm going to be honest.
No. I don't. It's very rare to see a Super Bowl winner go back-to-back.
Correct.
So that's
the last
why.
time with the Patriots?
So history-wise, I'm not going to say the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's going to be a team out of the NFC.
That? Really?
I do. I really do. For some reason, I do. But if I were to pick a team, it would be the Bills.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying too.
It would be the Bills, but I'm a history guy, so when you come, the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls. Lost all.
Yes, they did.
Now, Josh Allen, the dude is amazing.
I think he's an MVP candidate this year. I think he will win the MVP this year.
He's top 5 quarterback, obviously.
Talent-wise, for sure. Talent-wise, he might be 2.
And I love their receiving core with Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs.
Dude, Gabe Davis in his last 120 minutes of football has 5 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, he's
That's insane.
He's a beast. And Stephon Diggs is going to have another breakout year, hopefully, because he's
another
on fantasy.
How does another breakout work?
Have a better...
But you have him fantasy.
More yards? Of course. I made a trade to get Stephon Diggs.
Don't love that.
I don't either, because I have to watch him beat my Dolphins 2 weeks.
That'll be interesting. Just torching cornerbacks left and right.
And I don't know if to be excited or not, but I'm not going to try.
That's the problem. That's why I have no Vikings on my team.
Yeah, I get that, but I really did. I wanted Stephon Diggs, and I also wanted Cordell Patterson, and Cordell Patterson was in the trade with Stephon Diggs.
Got it.
So I really wanted Cordell, and Stephon Diggs is a top 10 fantasy pick.
He's a top pick or wide receiver?
Pick. Statistically, PPR, he is top 10.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
And I also have Keenan Allen, who's 12th on the wide receiver fantasy list, I'm pretty sure.
Even though I already said I was going to bandwagon the Jets, I'm going to bandwagon the Chargers this year. Mainly because of my fantasy team, because I have Justin Herbert, and Austin Eckler is my second favorite player.
Yeah.
So, there's that, but...
Yeah. I love my receiving core for fantasy this year, because I have 3 wide receivers that are in the top 16, which I love, with Jalen Waddle, and he's 16.
Yeah. I love how you extended top 15 to top 16 because you wanted to fit Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I wanted to fit Jalen Waddle in there. I love that, man.
Guys, don't worry. I have a top 74 wide receiver on my team with Sky Moore. So,
There is one thing I do hate about Dolphins fans, and I cannot stand it sometimes, is trying and acting like we are going to win the Super Bowl. It's not everybody. And Tua is going to have an MVP season. I think he's going to improve. He's not going to be insane.
It's overreacting to the smallest things is what you guys do.
I like to be a realistic guy. That's why I think realistically we're going to be 10-7, or if not, I would say we would be 12-5. But because of our schedule this year, and we play the Bills twice,
it's a byproduct of the old Dolphins because you had Probably the best quarterback. Well, one of the best quarterbacks at that time with Dan Marino, who couldn't win anything.
Yeah, he. Speaking of, so when Dan Marino made the Super Bowl, I read the stat today. Dan Marino made the Super Bowl young.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was his rookie year.
No,
but he never.
It might have been.
He never went back. And I saw this thing: 16 quarterbacks, whoever make the Super Bowl, their first year, they never make it back.
Really?
Yep. It's
well,
it's
no one
really
has
hard.
in recent times. So.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard for quarterbacks. But I want Joe Burrow. I want the Bengals to go to the playoffs again.
That was their second year.
I don't think it's a
sure,
one
we might not fit it.
I don't think it's a 1 year.
Dude, they're the youngest team in football.
And they have so much talent.
Jamar Chase is what, 22? Joe Mixon, 25. Joe Burrow is like 24.
T. Higgins
is like 23. Boyd is probably like 24.
And their defense is really solid too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sam Hubbard, he's really good.
Yeah. Isn't Bates still on that team? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And you got Eli Apple. And okay, I knew you were gonna say that.
Joke, right?
It's not a joke.
He's actually not that bad.
He's not bad
statistically, but when you think about it,
he was matched up against. Okay, the thing is, he's a shadow corner, so he's gonna follow their best receiver, which means he's gonna get beat.
No.
Like Jalen Ramsey's a side corner, so he's gonna just face whoever's on his side that he's lined up against. He's not gonna follow.
Yep.
So that's why he is the best cornerback in football. I'm not trying to say that he's not because he doesn't follow, but that's why he looks as good as he does because he's facing a mix of ones and twos rather than just a one the entire time.
And they did beef up the offensive line a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
La'el Collins, he's good.
Yeah, I mean Joe Burrow's gonna have a lot more protection.
I do think they. So, my win projection for them is 11.
Okay.
I see them going 1 up.
Yeah.
10-7. They lost their last game because they played the bench players because they already clinched the division.
Exactly. It's the same like the Packers losing to the Lions.
Yeah, so I see them getting 11. I see them winning the division. And then I see the Ravens right behind them. I don't know if the Ravens are going to make the playoffs, but I need to see more receiver talent out of them.
That's very true. I mean, you got Rashad.
Rashad Bateman is good, but they need... I would think if they have an Odell, they would improve just a little.
I can see that for sure.
They need
someone to replace the Marquise Brown role.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a shot. The only problem is I don't see the Bengals going back to the Super Bowl.
No, they're not going back to the Super Bowl. No, they're not. But I do see them winning the wild card and then losing in the division to, I would say, maybe the Bills or Chiefs.
I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, nobody saw the Bengals winning in Arrowhead.
Exactly. It was that was just, no one ever saw that. And they stunned people because of that.
No.
So I don't think that's going to happen at all is the problem. But that's why, football is probably one of the hardest sports to predict with an outcome just because of how much change. It's probably one of the hardest sports, I'd say, at all.
Now, I am going to debate this.
Okay. Let's hear your side of the debate. I'm going to just say that football is the most physically demanding sport. You're going to hit every play.
Physically
you have to be
demanding.
the biggest, strongest for the
Without a
longest
question,
amount of time.
but don't forget rugby because we are going to count rugby in there.
Okay, rugby? Yes.
And they don't wear pads either.
Yeah, that's insanity.
MMA, very hard. And I don't know if you saw...
I don't know about hardest.
I don't know if you saw the Usman.
I did.
Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards fought yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Leon won the first round, and then Kamaru Usman led the next rounds. He was going to lose. There was a minute left. Next thing you know, Leon Edwards comes with a kick so hard
someone
and
posted
cleaned him out on the floor.
Yeah.
I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching that.
Weren't you alone at the Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, I was with the coaches.
There's no way you were. There was no one there when you posted that.
I was with my coaches.
No, you weren't.
I was.
You looked lonely.
Shout out to Tony, by the way. That's my guy.
There we go.
I like Tony. I love Tony. But yeah, we were. Oh my gosh, I was so shocked. My jaw dropped and everything.
But yeah, so how is your coaching going?
Me and Tony. Shout out Tony again. Love that guy.
First, wait, Tony Jenkins?
He graduated from
Miami.
Bayside.
Wait. Then I don't know.
Or Heritage. He graduated from Heritage.
Yeah, then I definitely don't know him. Anyways,
you definitely don't know him.
Go on.
But our first practice was last week. We're looking good. recruited like 8 guys.
Recruited? What is this age group?
16.
Oh, then I guess you can't actually recruit. I thought you were just talking like 9-year-olds.
I mean, it's not like we're giving them money.
Getting arrested at playgrounds.
I mean, it's not like we're giving them money. We're just
You're
saying,
not?
Well, they're technically speaking, they're giving us money, but they have to pay less for other teams, and that's how we kind of get players to come. I mean, we got a team.
Have you made any calls for the República Dominica?
No, but that's my next stop.
I feel like that's a good
one
idea.
of them
Okay, that's probably that's a summer ball move.
It's funny because one of them is from there. He's a pitcher. So
he's 96 from both sides.
I would subtract like 20.
76 from both sides.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good team though. It's fun.
Did you have to cut a kid?
I did have to cut a kid.
The first day of
I
practice?
had to cut 2.
Explain, please.
So, I'm not going to say their names, but...
No, I'm not wishing you that. I want to just know the circumstances of how a 16-year-old gets cut from another person 3 years older.
We might... You know what's funny? We were talking about it yesterday. We might have to actually invite them back because we recruited way too many kids. And we might
How would that make sense?
We have to make 2 separate teams.
Oh, jeez.
And
that's going to be a
tough
tough
this
call.
one kid. We let them know, hey, you guys can come to practice still, get some work, and then if somebody gets injured, there's potential that you guys can come back and play.
I don't think they'll do that.
The
Their parents won't let them do it.
The mom said no.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And she's like, he learned all himself, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll just buy him lessons. And we were just looking around like, lessons. I was like, you got this here for free. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So he's definitely not coming back.
I understand because it's kind of like a slap in the face of the kid. Be like, you're not good enough for our 1 team, but we need you back for our B-rated team. Like, that I understand.
I get that.
But at the same time, it's still a place for your son to play baseball.
Yeah.
So
I get that, and that's fun, but what's not fun is Deshaun Watson, that weirdo of a guy.
Dude.
I cannot believe the Dolphins were close to getting him.
That would have sucked. Like,
I'm so glad that did not happen.
No light of the conversation at all. He deserves
66.
Huh?
66 women.
For real?
66. I heard it today. 66.
Crap. Yeah, no, like it should have been full season.
It should be a full season.
The first one of where it was a 6 game suspension, slap in the face to everyone.
Yeah, because they couldn't make the playoffs. Just split it.
You could have forfeited those first 6 games and just been like, we're not going to get anyone injured. We want Deshaun to play. Yeah. But 11 is still terrible. Like, Calvin Ridley gets sports bets $1,500 for his own team to win. And
his own team
to win and for him to go over a certain amount of yards. He lost the bet because he bet on his team, which sucked. And he's done for the whole season. Deshaun does terrible things.
Yeah. 6 games, crazy.
Oh, wait.
11 games is also crazy. Well, I mean, it's better, and he could have played last year. He sat himself. That's his fault. He could have played.
Exactly.
So now he's already taken 2 years off. Now he's basically going to have to try and bring the Browns to something, whatever Jacoby Brissett does. And they might not even be in playoff contention by the time he comes back.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns are in a terrible situation. They're in a terrible state. Probably the worst state in the United States. So it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I saw an article about that. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think I want to get into the TikToks I want to cover. So if you want to pull those up. I sent Frankie 2 TikToks that I just wanted to go over and share with you guys because I have a few feelings on it. Let's do the Bama Rush one first, if you can find it, because sorority girls amaze me sometimes.
There's actually breaking news.
Oh, what?
It's about the Rays.
Do I want to hear this?
Wander Franco rehab got set back.
For what? How?
It says Wander Franco pulled from rehab assignment as recovery from wrist surgery stalls.
Jesus.
So that's not good for the Rays at all.
That's terrible, dude. I hate that.
Okay, so I have the video.
Okay, so yeah, you can. I'll watch this. Have you seen this at all?
I'm not.
Okay, turn it up and listen.
Coming
it's only
from
for the
a
end.
former membership vice president, aka sorority recruitment chair, I know dang well that the number one topic of conversation going on at Bama Rush right now for the Girls in Work Week is you need to take better content, better TikToks, better photos, and you need to have better outfits than all of the other houses, and you need to be posting every day so much. It is literally more serious than the NFL draft.
Here, go ahead and show that out. Yeah. She said that sorority recruitment is more important than the NFL drafts.
I'm just
stunned. I mean, how else are you going to describe that?
I mean, I have no comment.
No comment. Yeah, I have lots of comments. NFL draft
You got it.
is watched by so many people
Yeah.
who care. People's lives are changed because of the NFL draft. I'm not even saying, not even fans. The people that are getting drafted, their lives and their families' lives are changing because of them getting drafted by an NFL team. Because their base salary is $500,000 a year. But no, you get to rush a sorority so you can pay for your own friends, and somehow that's more important. It's a slap in the face to people who care their whole lives for a sport, and the people at your school. It's Bama Rush. What do you think your football team is doing after college? Going to the NFL. They're going for football. They're going to the NFL. And that's just, it's terrible. I mean...
That's something, I got nothing to say.
It's bad. Yeah. And I expected nothing. I remember the first time I saw that, I was ashamed to be a human at that time. Because, obviously I care more about sports than the average person. But anyone can see that that's complete and total BS in general.
I'm stunned. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's insanity.
I have nothing to say. Just move on.
Okay, speaking of insanity...
That made me a little mad.
We're going to move back to our betting topic. So, recently, I got into sports betting on Underdog Fantasy. Use code KYRAVANA9 so I can get... If you want to get your deposit and get up to $100 back,
this guy.
I get stuff in return if you want to do that. Anyways, so... I've become sort of a betting addict. I was like... they have esports on here. They have CSGO. I'm going to place a few bets. I have now won 7 bets on CSGO and only lost 1. I have made $47.
Do you even know what CSGO is?
No! I've literally never played it in my life.
It's a more challenging version of Call of Duty. Basically.
Yeah, I've never played it in my life, but I bet on it, and I've won 7 out of 8 times. It's my most winning thing, and I'm never going to do it again because, I realize it's the problem with the bet on sports that you can't watch and are video games in the first place. But I guess I'm going to do that. So,
yeah,
I won. But you know what I didn't win was my bet because of Blake Snell. So, Underdog had a special promo to where if Desmond Ridder gets over 0.5 yards, you win, but you obviously have to pair 2. So, it's Blake Snell over 7.5 strikeouts.
I hate betting baseball.
Me too. So, it's okay, I'm going to triple how much I put in because Blake Snell literally just has to throw 8 strikeouts. He's hit 10 twice this season.
Yep.
Goes and throws 6 strikeouts because he spends 43 pitches in 1 inning against the Washington Nationals, who have the ghost of Nelson Cruz and are crying themselves to sleep because they miss Juan Soto.
I mean, have you seen how the Padres have been playing since that trade deadline? Not good.
Terrible. But, I can't blame them.
They're just...
Can't blame Juan Soto. And Manny Machado, they're doing well.
He did hit a home run today against the Nationals, and they did win.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they've been struggling. Josh Hader isn't even the closer anymore. They put him more in just a reliever.
Yeah, it's bad.
Kind of
that
position.
Whole situation is just terrible.
So, and Josh Bell, who was part of the Juan Soto trade, is hitting 135.
But he wasn't doing too well on the Nationals, was he?
He wasn't amazing, but people don't care.
I forgot he existed. I swear to God, I forgot he existed.
People don't care about batting average that much anymore, which I don't get that. That's so stupid in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. It's more of an on-base percentage. And
okay, yeah, OPS, I believe, is the better stat. I think it's just because I've read and watched Moneyball so many times, but...
batting average is still important. You gotta hit the ball.
Yes, for sure. I think it's just getting on base, which is why on base percentage is better for me.
On base percentage is nice to have, but imagine if you could have both.
Well, yeah, but your on base percentage goes up if you have your batting average goes up.
Yeah, but that can cause more strikeouts.
How? The point of an on base percentage is to get on base. You don't get on base. You can't get on base by striking out.
But your average can go down if you don't hit the ball that much.
I don't know. I guess we have different opinions on how good a player is because of that.
Yeah, there's different opinions to it, but me personally, I like batting average, but I will say, as an Adley Rutschman fan,
yeah,
he's hitting I think he's hitting...
Everyone has to be an Adley Rutschman fan. I'm sorry. He hit a triple for his first ever hit.
And
That's
it's
the
just
hardest hit to get.
It's the fact that when we weren't good or in playoff contention before he was there, when he joined, we changed completely.
He's electric. Like, he made such a difference.
Yeah, and it's so much for a rookie to have that much on your back already.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he is doing... He
wins the Golden Spikes. Like, obviously he's going to come in with so much pressure on him, and for him to actually perform.
Yeah, and he
first overall, right?
Yeah, and he did start pretty bad. It was bad, but other than that, he...
But again, it's such a big difference between the MLB and AAA.
And he already made a history. He has 30 walks and 30 extra base hits.
That's insane.
And he's only played, I think, 70 games.
And the man's good. Man is good at baseball.
I
wish.
He's top 15.
I'm done playing baseball, and I wish that I was anywhere close to as good as he was.
And the fact that he's a switch hitting catcher.
I thought he was just a lefty.
No, he's a switch hitter.
For a catcher.
Yeah.
Because normally catchers don't really have to hit because they just have to keep the pitchers calm and be able to throw people out.
I would say he is definitely my favorite player, Cedric Mullins, and Jorge Mateo is growing on me very tremendously. I love that man. He is so good defensively.
Oh, yeah.
And he is
I've seen a few
insanely fast. He has the most stolen bases in the AL, and then Cedric has the second most, which makes it even better. I just love Jorge. He's so good with the glove, and he's just so quick. He's so electric. I just love him.
For sure.
He's great.
I mean, you want to talk about studs, though. So I was at Walk-Ons the other day watching the Little League World Series of softball. It was the Philippines versus, Michigan or something. This girl is 6'3", 10 to 12. Shit you not. She is 6'3", pulls up to the plate. I say to my mom across from me, there's no way this ball stays in the park. I watched her take the most demonic swing I've ever seen.
For which side?
Michigan. The pitcher for the Philippines is 4 feet tall. She's tiny. All of them are tiny. This 6'3" girl hits one 290 feet on a 195 field.
Insane.
I watched her start her swing. I looked away to get a drink. I looked back up and the ball just landed. It was insanity.
That's insane.
And that's why, I don't know, Americans are just built different. Eating McDonald's from when you're supposed to be eating breast milk is going to do that to you.
And you're in Michigan.
Michigan, yeah, the Midwest of all Midwest.
Yeah.
That's where farmers are made.
Yeah, Midwest.
And they're gonna swing a bat and put one that far. I'm gonna be honest.
That's why Aiden Hutchinson is a dog.
Dude, you watched the Hard Knocks episode with him and his parents.
That's the definition of Midwest right there.
Yes, exactly.
Now he was very wealthy. And Michigan is there
are separate parts of it for sure.
Yes, it's a very nice place. That's why on that list, when we were talking about Ohio, Michigan was higher than people, and people were surprised.
Because you see some things in Michigan, and I don't like Michigan because most of my family's from Wisconsin. There's obviously a rivalry there with the UP and whatever, but
yeah, and the Lions and all that.
I don't know. I like the Lions this year. They're not gonna win.
Oh, I cannot. I'm so excited for the Lions this year.
Especially after watching Hard Knocks.
I want them to do so good. No question. Hard Knocks makes me want to love the Lions.
Dude, anything. Dude, when Jamal Williams.
That speech that he
gave. That speech when he cried.
Yeah.
And not even a cry. He was crying because he cared.
Mm-hmm.
That should bring his fantasy ADP up.
Yeah,
just because he wants to play and he wants to win, so he'll do anything in his power to do so.
Yep.
He might not have all the skill talent in the world, but he never fumbles.
Nope.
I don't think he's recorded a fumble in his entire NFL career like Philip Lindsay.
They got weapons.
Exactly.
Jameson Williams.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Dude,
he's jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, his dad's a
Hard Knocks,
bodybuilder.
And his dad's a bodybuilder.
Or was. In the Mr. Universe. So
yeah,
it's just insane. They're a good team to follow. If you have a team that you love, that's your hometown team, root for them, but also root for the Lions because they're not a threat to your team, and you want to root for them. They're such an easy team to love.
And the Dolphins play the Lions at
Soldier.
Huh. So it's going to be. I'm very intrigued to see how that game goes.
No, it's Ford, isn't it? Soldiers.
Soldiers is Bears. Ford Field.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Detroit.
Yep.
So yeah.
Amateurs.
That'll be interesting to see. to be honest.
Yep.
I don't know how that's going to go.
People also tend to forget that Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl.
Jared Goff was the first overall pick for a reason.
Yep. Yeah, he's shown. I mean, if you watch that Monday night game against the Chiefs,
He can play.
The dude can play.
He can play football.
He's just in a bad situation. He was just in a bad situation.
Exactly, but they're starting to turn it around.
Yeah.
So there's always a shot. Okay, I want you to check out, before we sign off, I want you to check out the other TikTok, because I have so many opinions on that.
The football one?
Yes. Here,
I don't know.
Just play it and watch it.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal, though.
I think it is. It bugs me is the only problem. So, just for a little context, it's a high school football game and Overdrive.
Oh, I've seen this video.
Yes,
Yeah.
or Overtime posted this. So, it's... Here, I'll show it up on the screen. Okay, and we're back. So, obviously, you see this hit and like the celebration and everything.
Yeah.
The dude caught the ball. Your other two teammates, your cornerback and your safety, just got dusted by him on a slant.
Yep.
And he caught the ball for a good first down easily. You get flags, extra yardage, and you're done for the game. You were down 13-0 at the time. I looked it up.
I mean, it's a good hype video.
It's not. Nowhere in...
That's about all you can get. I mean, highlights.
But okay. First off, I know he's already committed, but no college wants to see a highlight where a yellow flag comes flying in.
Yeah, that's true.
It just bugs me. I know it's not that big a deal. It's just annoying to me how like overtime was gonna hype him up, but then everyone in the comments was like, "No, this is stupid." The dude caught the ball.
Yep.
And obviously it's a penalty, so it was a whole thing. But yeah, just annoying on my part. I had to say something to the masses to get that out. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we sign off?
I want to know what we're going to talk about next episode.
Me too. There's for sure stuff that's going to come out. I haven't checked my notifications.
I'm sure there's going to be Tom Brady news.
Yeah,
we'll
there will
see
be
what
something.
that is.
Aaron Rodgers will have probably done something else.
Preseason games are going on.
Yeah, we'll watch a few. We'll make notes of stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll come right back at you with another episode. So, again, thank you for joining us. I've been Kai.
Frank.
And this has been the Amateur Sports Podcast. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow us, leave a review. Helps tremendously. We're trying to reach so many people with that.
Yeah,
Hope you like it.
We need money.
That's part of it.
We're broke.
There is a function on Spotify where you can leave listener questions, and if you leave it, we will for sure get to that. We'll mention you everything. So that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for joining us again. Have a great day. Peace.
Peace.